Hey everyone, welcome back. So back out in the garage here. I'm going to be working on this. Got to do some welding on that chassis. I already discussed that. Just a lot of these brackets need to be finished welded out on my running board mounts, the motor mounts, just a bunch of stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But first, my old K10 here. It's a bright light. But so the back is always been kind of sacked out. So the front has got relatively new springs because I put a little bit of a lift in it. And the back, and so it got new springs with that. So then the back doesn't. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to pull this in the shop quick. I'm going to pull them leaf springs out, and I'm going to attempt to re-arc them a little bit with a press. I'll show you what I'm going to do there with that. But first things first, we'll get it in the shop because basically I'll get them tore out of there tonight, and then tomorrow after work I'll get on the press there and kind of give them a little arc. Again, I'll just describe what I'm going to do there. I'll show you guys. And I'll give it a try before I bite the bullet and buy new springs. Maybe I can get some arc in them and get that leveled out a bit, and I'll like it a little bit better. So, anyways, like I said, we'll get swapped out here. We'll get it in the shop and get these springs out. Okay, I got this baby in here up on the lift. It's a little grubby. Maybe I should have washed it first, but that's okay. We'll get this done and then we'll give it a wash. But I did go ahead and measure to the edge of the fender, front and back. If I can lift this, if I can arc them and gain 2 inches of lift, I think we'll be in good shape. That should get it kind of level. So that's the plan. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do here. Basically, I'll get my stands and put them under here, support this diff. We'll just knock these leaves out. And I think I'm going to try and press the top 3 leaves. Okay, so I got my stands under here, but I got to thinking that I don't love it because pretty soon the weight of the whole diff is going to be gone off of this. And I don't want the front to get too heavy and try to tip. That's why I have these tall jack stands generally for supporting this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some tie straps, help support this. I'll put one jack stand under here, under the diff, and then I'll put one under the front so that it doesn't tend to nosedive. But these straps will kind of support. They won't fully lift the differential, but they'll just help support it. So that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll go from there. Right now I have it lifted a little bit, so this I don't have to get these super mega tight because it's already supported a bit. Okay, so there, yeah, you can see, let these go. That's kind of hanging on to it. Yeah, and then this guy will support the diff. Basically, those will level it, and this will be under the front to keep it from falling and killing me. I've seen lots of videos where that happens. I don't want that to happen. So, all right, I think I about got it supported now. And like I said, those straps will just help level it, and we should be good. So I'll go ahead and get my gun and stuff, and we'll start pulling these leaf springs out. So that the theory is that axle will just stay there, brake lines, everything. I don't get to muck with nothing. And these U-bolts aren't very old, so they should come undone without too much grief and stuff too. So let's get these leaf springs out. All right, I got my build impact here. I'll just start by loosening these off. And we'll see how low it goes. Like they're pretty much loose there, and it didn't really drop. So I might actually be able to lower it a bit as well. But we'll crack that other side loose too. Okay, so that other side, I did go ahead and just pull them right off because it's loose. So I'll do the same here. Okay, that's about all there is to that. We'll go ahead and pull the bolts out of the end of the shackles here now, and we'll get these leaves out of here. We'll see if we can pull this back shackle apart here. There we go. That's one. We'll get the front and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll do the other side quick. Okay, so fortunately that one came out easy enough too. So we should be able to, wrestle this out of here and be on our way. Okay, I got the first one out. The next one obviously be just the same thing, just the other way. So what I'm going to do now is I'll show you guys. I'm going to go ahead and blast this apart. And I got to take this clamp off and the nut here, and we'll split the springs. And then I'll show you what I'm going to, I'll show you what I'm going to do there. So let's get this apart. Okay, so first thing you got to do is you got to put a clamp on this, because it'll probably try to smash your face or something. So put a clamp on that baby, and we'll go ahead and pull that nut off. I might first just going to pop this baby off. Because that's the quick way to do it, I guess. But anyways. You could see even there that it had a little pressure that it tried to release. But we're good because we had our clamp on. So let this baby loose. I already mucked up, and I should have put the clamp fully squished. We can do that still. Just squish it back. I'll show you what I mean. Put this nut back on quick. Because I didn't have enough room to let it go, so I should actually put the clamp fully in. I forget. There. Then we have lots of room to let it go. And I'm just going to set, because I said I'm going to just do the first 3 springs. So I'm going to set these aside. And then I'm just going to press these 3 a little bit. I'm also going to mark them so I don't muck up the orientation, right? So I'll put just some lettering and stuff on them just so I don't muck that up. So we don't need these for now because it'll be the same process. So I'm not sure if you guys could see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up with the edge of my table here, basically like that. I'm going to take my tape measure and I'll measure. I got about 5. I'm over here. My tape measure's over here. All right, got about 5 3/4. So that's basically what I'm going to do. Is I want a couple inches, so I'm going to put that to about 7, 8 inches, 7 3/4. 8 inches, maybe a little more, just to overcompensate. And I'll just do that to all of them. But I'll show you what I'm going to do. Not just gonna go ahead and press them. I'm not going to heat them up or nothing. I don't want the heat to wreck them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark these every probably 2 to 4 inches, somewhere in there. I'll see what kind. I got to clean it up a little. I should have went and washed this truck. I should have washed it first, but that's okay. We can just clean it up. But I'm going to mark it with a paint marker or something. And then when I press it, I'm just going to press in increments, just a little bit, all the way. And do that to all 3 until I get that, 8, maybe a little, maybe 8 1/4, maybe 8.5-ish inches. And that hopefully gives me that lift. So that's the plan. And I'll go ahead and mark this one out. I'll clean it up a little bit so that I can actually write on it. And I'll go ahead and mark this one. I'll show you guys what I mean there. Okay, so this is all I did. I put the right front. That means it's the right side. It's the front of the spring. And I went ahead and marked it every 2 inches. And I'll go ahead and do the same with these. I'll just, wherever it ends up. But I'll mark it every 2 inches. And And then when I press it, you know, I'll just bend just a little bit. And then I'm sure, I'm thinking it'll take a lot of, just a long time, right? You know, just a long time, just little presses all along, and and then I'll flip it over, straight edge it, and measure it till I get that two inches of lift that I'm looking for. We'll see. Hopefully it works. I know you can do it. I know you can arc springs. You know, my only dilemma is, are these, you know, these springs? They might be, I don't know what you call, maybe cycled out or something. Maybe the steel is getting too springy, too soft. But I also did tow a couple heavy loads with this truck, maybe a little heavier than it should have. Now I got my old dually running and stuff. I probably won't be doing that. So hopefully, you know, hopefully if I do this, it might, you know, it might work and last for a while. So I'll go ahead and finish marking these out, and then we'll, like I said, tomorrow after work, well, I'll go ahead and get that other leaf pack out, do the same thing, and then tomorrow after work, I'll give these a little press and we'll throw them back in and see what we got. Okay, everyone, let me show you what I got going on here. So grab the other leaf spring, and I have them all marked out. So I got left front on those three, right front on those three, and I marked every 2 inches, both sides. And like I said, I'll throw them in the truck in the morning, and after work, we'll give them babies a press there and see what happens. It might not work. I mean, it will work. I just don't know how good and how long it'll last and whatnot, but it'll definitely work. It's metal. You can bend metal, right? So, and plus it's just a little bit of work, just a little bit of effort. Other than that, it's you know, it's basically free. So it's worth a shot. If not, I'll probably just rock it the way it is for a little while, but I should probably buy some springs one day if that's the case. But like I said, it's free. It's worth a try. I'll show you guys after work what I came up with. So anyways, see you guys tomorrow. All right, everyone, we're back here. Gonna get these springs back in. So I'll show you what I did here. So I got them. I couldn't really show you guys actually pressing them because it's not my press, not my place. So I didn't want to film that. So, but I can show you exactly what I did. Basically, I put it in the press from this side. I had like a V blocks onto the back, kinda. And then that's why I marked, so I'd get it even, and I just give it a little press all along on all my marks till I got there. And then I'd measure this distance, and I can show you guys that. So if I remember correctly, I started out with 5 3/4, and now I'm at 8 inches. Anyways, I had to go over it 3 times to get the arc, because I didn't want to push too much at any particular time, put a kink in it, or you know, or break it. So, but yeah, just little bends, no heat, no nothing, just little bends to get that arc. So we'll see. We'll put these back together, put them in the truck, and we'll see. It's definitely gonna work. We'll just see if they start to sag, you know, start to sag back to where they were, or if they stay lifted, and we should be good. It'd be nice to get this truck just a little more level. It had the Cali lean to it. So, but yeah, so let's work on getting these babies back together and get them in this truck. So yeah, so I'm pretty much just going to work this backwards, get them all clamped back together. If we can line it up enough. And I might have to just, you know, bonk it a little bit. There we go. It just started, so we're good. Just got to get that squish a little so we can get that nut on. Then we can worry about hooking up our clamp and doing whatever we got to do. This nut is the key. And we'll try to get the pack before we put it into, before we cinch this down. We'll try to get the pack all nice and even. Not a big deal. Here's my dilemma. This little fine thread bolt. And I think the end must have been just a little rough or something, or may have been zip disced off or something at some point. I think I got it. Yep, definitely. Okay, well, there we go. We'll get our clamp up here just to get our bolt through there, and then we're laughing. Oh, that was my dilemma. My clamp was raising this side. There we go. And the bottom of this is like a pin, right? So it sits in the block. So that's why you need this bolt, is just because it's pin shaped. But that's about it. This is just to hold it together, obviously, while you're mucking with it. It doesn't really do anything after. It's your U-bolts and stuff that pinch all that. So I'll get my little clamp up here too. You just got to push this in just a bit so we can get this pin through here. There. I'll just give this a little shot here. There, got that pack back together. That's one. I'll go ahead and throw this in, and we'll just do the other one quick and see where this baby's sitting. Okay, I got my spring here. I also should mention that because of the little more arc, I did lower everything a couple inches. So hopefully it's enough room to muscle these up in there. Getting close. All right, I got that guy started. Like I mentioned, there's this pinhole. Try to get it sitting in there. There we go. And then there's one on the differential as well. Kind of started. And looks like we just got to go a little lower yet. A little bit lower, and I'm going to roll this diff a bit. We're looking pretty good. Let's definitely move that back shackle, tip it in to get that bolt in. And then we're good. I can go ahead and got my U-bolts in the top plate. I'll get them kind of set up in there, and that'll kind of hold all this junk together while I'm fiddling around with it, right? So yeah, this way it won't, if something goes haywire and strap decides to slip or fall or something, I don't know. This way it won't, can't really fall right out of there. I'll give it a little wrenching just to make sure it's good, and then we're off to the races. Okay, here's another thing I went and had to do is I had to crack this bottom shackle one loose so that shackle can tip so that I could line that up. And that's no problem, but one thing you should never do is never tighten them until the weight of the vehicle's on it, so that those bushings and stuff in them shackles don't bind. So what I'll do is, I do have to get the front one's awkward because it's the inside the pocket. So I got to get that nut and stuff on there. Once I get that started and stuff, I'll go ahead and throw this other side in. But once these U-bolts, once everything's cinched down, I'll set the truck down on the ground, and that's when I'll tighten the shackle bolts and that front one too, so that they're not bound in their, their stretched out position. They're in their natural position, I guess it'd be. So, and then we'll just do this other side quick, and then we're done, and we'll set it down and tighten them up, and I'll show you guys what this thing looks like. Okay, I got it all buttoned up, and then what I did do is hit these. All I do is make sure you give them good tight, but make sure the threads, they stay even, so you're tightening them evenly. Did that on both sides there. Let's lower this baby down and see where it sits, and then we can, like I said, we can tighten all those up. Just looking at it now, looks pretty level. Show you guys here. You can see. So that's fully the weight off. If anything, right now, that back is a smidge high. I'll give it a little bounce. Yeah, so if anything, the back is a hair high. I can measure. I'll get a tape measure. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty perfect. The back might be a 1/4 inch high. But again, that's that's totally fine, because I don't know, it's probably going to settle out and stuff. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get these shackles all tightened up, and we'll get this baby outside and see what it looks like from a distance. All right, so we got that. I got that baby outside. It started raining here. I got this old car chassis here in the nick of time. So, anyways, it's good. You know, it worked. And be honest with you, if it doesn't stay, like if it starts to sack out again or whatever, I really honestly don't care. It doesn't matter to me, because it was, you know, free, and it was worth a try. But yeah, I'll get you a little shot of it. It's nice. If anything, the back, like I said, the back was about a 1/4 inch high, just measuring to the fender. If anything, also, it's gonna level out just a little bit, right? Because everything's just kind of freshly put back in. So, I said I'll take you out, and we'll get a look at it. You can see how I think it looks way better. It looked like it was just always too lean, right? So I'm happy with that. And then then I'm gonna go ahead and clean up a little bit, and we'll get to work on this chassis. Got a lot of welding to do, so we'll go ahead and get to work on that. But let's take a look at this. I didn't like how it always was leaning in the back so hardcore, especially if you put anything in the back. It didn't take much to get it to really look like it was sacked out. So good, happy with that. Glad I got that done. I've been meaning to do that for a little bit, so we got that done, and we'll move on here, and probably on this chassis here. Okay, everyone, we're back out here on this frame. Like I said, we're gonna try and get a bunch of the welding done on that. So I don't know how long it'll take. I got a few hours worth of welding on there anyways. Sometimes when I look out my window, I see stuff, and I look and see, but a fellow over there loading, you can see him loading bales over there. But anyways, so I already got the wheels off. I'm not going to put them on. I'm going to keep them out of the way so they don't get sparks. I'm going to go ahead and pull this engine and transmission out quick. And the other thing I'm going to do too is these coilovers. I'm going to go ahead and make some links just out of some square tube or something. I'll show you guys that, but just to hold the height of it so I can get rid of them out of the way so I don't get them all sparked up and stuff too. And then I'll get to town welding. I got lots of welding to do, and we'll see what we can do. And then hopefully we can get this frame cleaned up real nice and get it painted and start putting this thing back together. So, like I said, looking forward to getting it looking nice and getting it to where it needs to be. So let's go ahead start with pulling this engine transmission out. All right, so I got this puppy kind of supported here. I hate lifting my jack with lots of weight, so my plan is to get the bolts out and then just lower this down, and then I can just heave it out. So we'll see. Sometimes things don't go as planned. Erg. I think I just about got it, but golly. Yep. These babies are awesome. If you don't have one, I recommend it. They're great. Easy peasy. Right on. Well, there's that, and now I'll go ahead and lift it up. I'll measure up some. Like I said, I'm going to build for them shocks. I get them shocks out of there so I don't. So they don't get sparks, and then they won't get sandblasted and junk, obviously, as well. So, and I do have to do a little welding right around those mounts. I'll show you guys as well, just to beef them up. But yeah, we're looking good. I got to weld my motor mounts and all that kind of stuff yet too. My steering mount and stuff. Just finished welding out a bunch of stuff. These new mounts for the front end and stuff. But anyways, let's lift it up. I'll get this engine and stuff put somewhere out of the way, and we'll continue on. I'm just going to show you guys what I got going on here. Just I took a couple. I even had to weld this one together, but I got a couple chunks of this little square tubing, drilled some holes. The holes are the same distance as the eye to eye on those coilovers. So we'll just remove the coilovers, bolt those in place, and we'll have a hardtail. We'll have a rigid. So So I had these washers in there too. I'm going to go ahead and make a spacer for that. But I'll use the washers for now. It's all good. Yeah, so there's that. There's that one. We'll pull this one out and we're good. Okay, beauty, that's about it. The rest is, the rest is grinding and welding. Okay, everyone, I've been welding up a storm here. So getting her all welded up. The mounts, these back mounts, the back plate, a little bit up there. These mounts I got welded in, fully welded in. I do have to pack it in for the night. I got to change the oil in Simon the Subaru. That's Max's car. So I got to change the oil in that baby. So we'll be back out here after work tomorrow, burning some wire, trying to get this all welded up. It won't take too much longer, but I want to take my time, do a pretty good job if I can, and get this baby ready for some paint. See you guys tomorrow after work. All right, everyone, I'm back at it. I've been out here welding a bit. You can kind of see the smoke in the air. Maybe you can't, I don't know, but it's smoky. I've been giving her, you can see I got some welding done. I got the back half kind of done. I actually been welding so much, we're over temping a little. So we're gonna let that welder cool down. We're getting there. I got the motor mounts welded up. The other thing, so then what I'm gonna do now while I'm waiting is I'm just gonna clean stuff up with the wire wheel and stuff, but I'm gonna chop these off. These here on this cross member. Clean that up with my grinder. Also, for my shock tabs at the top here, I'm going to build some little gussets. 2 gussets per, oh, that's cooled down now. So that's good. Otherwise, I would have burnt my finger. But yeah, so I'm just building little gussets here just to stiffen up this little fella. Both of them. So I can work on that as well. I want to cap my little plates here to my running board mounts. So I'm gonna just cap them ends, clean them up, make sure it all looks good. Yeah, it's working. It's going good. We'll have this welded up before you know it, and we'll be on our way. I am gonna go ahead and leave this cross member. One viewer commented. I mean, it's original, so it's good. You know, it's good. Everything's good. But like I said, a viewer commented that, if you can't see it, what's the matter, right? What's the difference? So that's a fact. So when the body's on and everything's good, you can't see this cross member, even though it's kind of ugly, you can't see it. So just gonna go ahead and leave it. I don't have to build anything else then for this, and we'll be in business. So I will go ahead and just clean this up. That's all I'm gonna do. Clean this up, and hopefully my welder's cooled down by now. And if not, I'll go ahead and clean up some other stuff, cut some pieces for these caps and stuff, but looking good. Okay, I don't know if you remembered, if you guys remembered, I did say I was going to put some, I'll just duck under here, brackets on these things. So that's basically what I did. I just put some little, both sides, went ahead and welded them in, just to beef that up. I did both sides there, so we're looking pretty good. So I think that's probably about it. All right, everyone, just got home. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the trailer to the old dually there. And we'll go over the hill, get those tires, the old wheels and stuff. We'll put them on here, and we'll get this baby loaded up and haul it off to get sandblasted. My tires over here. These are the old S10 tires. So. Okay, so we got this baby loaded up. And we're ready to head out. So we got our old dually here, and my trailer, and we got that little frame on there. So it's not too far. I think it's about a 45 minute drive from here. So it's all good. We'll put the hammer down, and we'll be there before we know it. Just on my way, I just want to stop and show you guys something. So a game that my wife and I kind of been playing for a few years now is when we drive around, if we see one of them really old barns that are kind of, falling down, or the roofs are starting to sag. Anyways, we play the game. Like, we try to keep an eye on these barns and and see if we can remember every time we go by if they've, you know, whether they've fallen or not. That old guy, that's one of the ones we've been keeping an eye on that baby for, you know, for years. We've been keeping our eye on that fella. It hasn't fallen yet, but like I said, one day that baby's going to be tipped over, and we'll, I don't know if we'll spot it or not. So, so pretty excited about getting that that dropped off so we can get it cleaned up, get it painted, and I can start putting this car together. But that, you know, that's all I got for this video. I love driving this truck now. This is great. I mean, I probably mentioned before, I'd love to put a Duramax in it, and I will one day, I'm sure. But you know, that old big block getting kind of hurt, you know, was kind of like a bit of a sad at the time. But this baby is this baby's good. This thing rocks it with, you know, with the overdrive now and stuff too, and it's just a real pleasure to drive. And you know, no problem going the speed limit, and just have to pass someone. It does what it does. So pretty excited about that. And we'll probably be on that car body, fixing a few little things, doing a bunch of welding on it, and, you know, start putting some stuff together on that. I'm looking forward to getting that body cleaned up, you know, to see how the colors will come out and stuff once you get it really good and clean. So, but anyways, that's it. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully we can keep on doing this and have a lot of fun, and, you know, make some cool stuff. So see you guys next time.